Welcome Christian Barra with the notebook Jupyter talk. Right.
So, hello and good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk about Jupyter. I know we would like to have a siesta right now, so I will try to be very short and to talk about something interesting for you. So, about me, my name is Christian. I'm a board member of the EuroPython Society. I'm also an EuroPython organizer, so I hope to see you in Rimini this summer. I also try to help with the Jupyter Hub project, and I'm in love with education and all this project related to education. Do you work with Jupyter? If yes, I'm working on this Cassini project. It's like a Jupyter notebook as a super service. So I would like to talk with you if you do something with Jupyter. So what is this talk about? We're going to talk about 5 things, 5 points. So the story of Jupyter and the story of IPython. The story behind the big split between the IPython project and then the creation of the Jupyter project. What is Jupyter today? What can you do with Jupyter? And super demo. So at the beginning there was just IPython. So I think that 4 years ago it was still IPython. It was a big project. Everything was inside IPython. So the IPython shell, the IPython notebook, everything was just IPython. So what was and what is IPython right now? Mostly it was like super shell, super Python shell. Where you can print your code, you can type, you can do whatever you wanted. It's a project started not really by a programmer. It was more like a researcher. His name is Fernando Perez. He is still based in USA. And as you can see, the project is very old, more than 15 years ago. You can find, there is the link for the first version. It's just 50 lines of code. So this is an IPython shell. It looks like mostly as a Python shell. You just have it's like more colorful. You can move between the lines. It's super easy to get, I don't know, for example, the documentation of the functions or of the methods. And this is what is like IPython right now. So I think that during 2014 they decided, okay, it's time for this thing called big split. So as I said before, 2014 there was just IPython, IPython kernel, IPython notebook, but then they just started to think, okay, you can use also other languages like R or like Julia. So why we're still calling this library just IPython? So yeah, they decided to split the project and they decided to create the Jupyter project. The Jupyter name comes from the planet and from Julia, Python, and R. And why about the planet? Yeah, it's like the biggest planet. And so the connection is with Galileo Galilei. He wrote the first notebook. And with notebook, I mean the first document where you have the data and the analysis. So that's the point of the Jupyter notebook, to have everything together. So what is Jupyter right now? So Jupyter is like the name of a big project. You have many things inside. You have the Jupyter notebook, it's like the front end. You have the Jupyter Hub, and it's just it's when you need to have Jupyter notebook for more than one user. You also have Jupyter Lab, and it's like the next front end for the Jupyter notebook, the new version. You have NB Grader. It's a plugin that you can use inside your school if you want to grade the test, for example. You have the Jupyter dashboard, and it's to show your data. And a lot of other libraries. For example, right now I'm using NB-convert to convert my Jupyter notebook to slides. And what about IPython? What is IPython right now? Well, it's still the main part of the project. It's it's the most used kernel, for example. It's also the big part of networking between the front end and all the kernels. And it's still the super powerful Python shell. So you can still use IPython. And what is Jupyter Notebook? I think it's you know Jupyter as a Jupyter Notebook, and Jupyter Notebook is just the front end. So it's more JavaScript than Python, but it's like the main part of the project. Yeah, they just released the version number 5 a few days ago, and I think that this is one of the last releases. Big releases at least, because they will move all the effort to the new Jupyter Lab project. So this is a Jupyter notebook running Python 3 kernel. You can see the logo on the top. As you can see, you can put your code inside, and then you can just press, I don't know, the play button, and you will get the output. So it's something super easy. You just need to type your code and to press the play button. And you can also, you can have different type of cells. So you can have code, but you can also have like markdown cell. So you can put text, markdown, or just HTML inside the cells. So this is an example of markdown. So you just type the markdown and you get the markdown code. So all the slides that you're seeing, they're made or with markdown or with HTML. But as I said before, Python Jupyter Notebook, it's not just about Python. So you can run different kernels inside Jupyter, and R is another kernel. So it's not Python, so we are not like wrapping R, but we are using R directly. So you can see the logo there, and you can just type R code, and you will get the output. And you can have more than one kernel on the same machine. So you can run different kernels using different languages. Right now, there are more than 40 kernels, like IPython, iJulia, IR kernel, and other kernels. I think that the first 3 are the most used. But yes, you are also free to write your kernel, I don't know, iGo or something like this. So what can you do with Jupyter right now? Well, you can do many things. So you can use, for sure, Jupyter in education, fast prototyping, data science, that's yes, the main part. Research, slides like this, also books, and also blogs. And yes, I think you can do a lot of other things. So what about education? So I'm also an instructor for the software carpentry and the data carpentry project, and we are using also the Jupyter Notebook as a we just prepare, I don't know, the Docker image. We give the link to the Docker image, and in this way we can have everything ready very, very fast. Also, it's widely used for all the courses about data science. I think it's the best way. Also to learn to program. Yeah, also about fast prototyping. As you can see, you just need to put your code inside the cells, and then you need to press play, and that's all. And then you have the output of your code. You also have direct access to the documentation. So you just need to put the question mark between before the name of the function or of the method, like this. So you just put the question mark, the name of the function or I don't know the method, and you get the doc string of the function directly inside the browser. And yes, data science. Jupyter is the way to do data science. Yeah, maybe it's a strong statement, but I think it's true. And if you're just using a normal editor to do data science, okay, good luck. And because I will tell something more, but you can do a lot of things inside, and everything is well integrated with all the libraries like scikit-learn, pandas, matplotlib, like this. So you can print directly inside your browser, inside the notebook. And you can also have interactive plots. So in this example, I'm using Plotly. I hope it's going to work. This is the code. Okay, it's not working. Maybe I'm just... Okay. So, and it's like interactive. So you can... This is not the Jupyter notebook. This is the output of the slides. So it's a little bit different, but it works. So you can like do your research, and then you can convert your research to slides, and you will get like the same output that you get from the notebook. So you can do things like this, and yes, it's interactive. What about research? As I said before, it's the way to do data science and research. So for example, they use Jupyter Notebook to analyze all the data for the study about the gravitational waves. And you can find the Jupyter Notebook with this link. And you using MyBinder, you can run the same notebook online. So yeah, you can discover on your own the gravitational waves if you want. So, and as I said, also the slides. So you can use this plugin. It comes with the Jupyter, so when you do pip install Jupyter, you also install nb-convert. And this is the command that I run to have these slides. As I said, you can also, prepare books. So this is a super famous book from a super famous Python developer. I think it's one of the developer of AstroPy. And it's for free, and it's on GitHub, and he's using Jupyter Notebook. And the cool thing is that you can also send pull requests to him to improve the book. And as I said, you can also do blog posts. So if you are like a researcher, you can just prepare your, blog, and using Pelican and Nicola, you can just convert the notebook to HTML, and you can publish this directly. So a few very, very cool stuff about Jupyter. You can send your notebook to GitHub, and you will get like the notebook rendered. And there is also this project called MyBinder, where they just give you ephemeral notebook. So they are just running Docker instance, and you will get one for free. Sometimes it doesn't work, I think, because it's for free. And there are also a lot of projects in the Jupyter incubator. A lot of projects like nb-convert and nb-grader were a few months ago just inside the incubator. So there are a lot of things going on, and there is also a conference, I think, during the summer in New York, and it's just a conference about Jupyter, JupyterConf. So where you can find more info? So on the website, PyData conferences, PyData meetups, and of course Python conferences like here. So demo time. let's try this. Relax. It's not going to work. Okay. Okay, first of all, you can, if you want to be cool, you can use Docker. So you can pull this image directly from the Docker hub, and then you can run the container in this way. You need to put your local folder here. And these are the ports, and that's all. This is what you need to do to run Jupyter on your computer. If you like the old way, you can just pip install Jupyter. That's all. And then you need to run the Jupyter notebook. From the last version, you need to, for a security reason, you need to copy part of code with, there's like secure code that you need to pass inside your browser. Or if you want to use Conda, you need to install Miniconda or Anaconda before. And then you can create your, I don't know, environment, and then you can install Jupyter inside. So if you did this, you should see your notebook. But let's do this. So I already have the Docker image on my computer. This is the command. Yes. So this is the line that you need to copy, and this is the the token that you have to copy. And okay, I don't need this anymore. Okay, this is for later. Okay, and this is the Jupyter notebook. So this is my local folder. Right now I'm using a Docker container. And yeah, this is the folder of my slides, for example. So as you can see, it's super easy to start to, I don't know, at least to play with the Jupyter notebook. It's not something, I don't know, magic. It's just one library. And yeah, if you use the Docker image, it's like 2 giga because you have like everything inside. But the Wi-Fi is still working. Good. So, do you think that Python is cool? Yeah, I think you're wrong because Jupyter Lab is more cool. And I will show you the next version of Jupyter Notebook, and it's this. So it's a completely new front end. It's not Python, it's JavaScript. But you can do a lot of things directly from here. So you can open Python, and for example, we can rerun this code. So you see just Python code, and we are using a Python kernel, and you can get the output directly as for the Jupyter Notebook inside the browser. Right now for plotting, I'm using C Barra, and this is for the docstring. So you get the output directly from here. And what about R? Okay, but I don't like this in this way. I think that in this way is better, and yes. So you can use different kernels now on the same tab, and you're using different kernels. Because as you can see, there is the Python notebook and the R notebook. And yeah, what about something else? What about the terminal? Not in this way. Okay. So you also have the terminal. It's Yeah, I think it's not enough. Let's try Spark, PySpark. So we can close R, and we can use PySpark. Okay, we can close this. Okay, let's close also Python. Yes. So as you can see, we're using 3 different sessions of the kernels. I mean, we're using, yes, 3 different sessions of the kernels. And yeah, I think it's super cool. And as you can see, you can run, I don't know, maybe you are running some code that use R, and you use, I don't know, the data frame from R, and you put the same data frame into Python. You cannot do this directly. There is nothing shared between them. But for example, there are new memory format like arrow to share data between R and Python, for example. Okay. So to install Jupyter Lab, you just need to install Jupyter app. Then you need to install the server extension. Right now, it's still not a beta project; it's an alpha project. So, but this will be the future. The next releases of Jupyter Notebook would be Jupyter Lab. So yes, gradually it will become the next version of Jupyter Notebook. I think they plan to release the, I don't know, the first real version this year. They have some problem because they need to plan how to get outside of the notebook and to get inside the lab. But yes, this is the future. So thanks, that's all. And yeah, I'm ready for the questions.
And question time?
Hello. I don't know, it's working. Yeah, Python is cool. Jupyter is cooler, but versioning is even better.
What?
Versioning.
Yeah, I know this problem.
Yeah. So
what do you think about this?
Well, versioning Jupyter is doable. I mean,
there is NBDime, right?
It's doable, but yeah, it's kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's still a working process, I think.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to ask if there are news on this front.
Yeah, there is this new plugin called NBDime, so you can try to use this. But the problem is that it also depends from the kind of repository that you're using. So, for example, it works with GitHub. It doesn't work with GitLab. So it's, you know, it depends mostly from you. But yes, they are working on this. So they give you a way to use, for example, GitHub. So the main problem is because you have a JSON file as a notebook. So the problem is that with the code, it's OK. But you can have mixed file format inside, like images and so on. So you can try to use this NBDime. I think it's still inside the Jupyter incubator. Yes, they see differences, yes. But they see differences in the nice way, because, I mean, you see the difference with Git. The problem is that you have the mix of everything, yes. So it's a kind of intelligent way to see the differences.
Hi.
Hello.
Writing in PyCharm, we have syntax highlighting problems. Okay, if you type code, it's working, but it's not
yes.
beautiful. It's marked up. In Jupyter, is there a way to do that?
To highlight code?
To highlight errors that are not really errors. They're called not.
Okay. You mean autocomplete or?
No, if you, for example, you add a space before a comma.
Oh, like autocorrection or something like this?
No, just highlighting.
Maybe there is something. So for sure there is autocomplete. the autocomplete function. So after you type, I don't know, a variable, you can get the, it recognizes that you're typing this variable, and you have like the, you can just type this. But it's, no, it's not like an IDE, so you cannot do this, at least for now. But for example, the PyCharm is different because it's not using Jupyter Notebook, it's using the IPython kernel. So, and you have something similar with Interact. It's, yes, it's a new project, but yes.
Other questions?
About diversity?
Have you tried DreamPy?
Sorry?
Have you tried DreamPy?
No.
It's an interactive shell, advanced, which is, I think, deserves.
Okay.
I find it much easier to interact, write code, Pythons. Of course, it's not complete as Jupyter, because Jupyter is a big project.
Yes.
But for tinkering, I think DreamPy is really cool.
Okay. I plan to try Apache Zeppelin. It's like the Java project about notebook, but I think it's completely different.
Another question.
Yes.
Jupyter Lab is introducing new features for collaborative working.
They are planning, yes.
Okay.
It's like on the roadmap. But you know, it's a lot of things, and collaborating with the other one, it's not so straightforward to do. It's not so.
No, it's not what you think about it. Is your presentation in Jupyter Notebook?
Yes.
So share it. So the question is how to do a presentation in a Python notebook.
So Jupyter Intro is the Jupyter Notebook. And this is the presentation. When you put Markdown as a cell type, then you can select the type of the slide. So you can say it's a slide, it's a sub-slide, it's a fragment, it's a skip, it's a note. So you can do, you just need to learn and to try, but it's super easy. So every cell, it's like a page, and you see you can have the notes, you can have another slide, sub-slide, and that's all. And this is the command. But if you don't trust me, so it's a slide, Markdown. Okay, I saved the Jupyter Notebook. Back to the terminal. Is not. Yes, just cache.
Last question.
Thanks for the talk. Do you know if in one single Jupyter notebook you can switch from one language to another one? From Python to R, to Scala and so on? Thanks.
So no, you cannot do this. It's not like Apache Zeppelin, but there is a project called Jupyter Gateway. So you can have like a machine and you connect to this machine and they can run different kernels for you.
Other? Thank you, Christian.
Okay.